looks like we finally got back. That was a pretty good film, don't you think? I guess so. Yeah, since you're the anime man, I thought I would actually ask your opinion about something. So how was the film, but where are you going?
God damn it, I wanted to watch the subtitle version. Only true anime fans watch the sub versions. Goddamn dub weeb. Who watches dubs? Oh, it sucks so much. I just want to hear the Japanese version. God damn it. F you, man.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and start the review. When I first heard about this film, I've been looking forward to it a lot, and mainly because it was from the guy who created Your Name. I don't remember his name, actually. Ironically, I don't know the name of the guy who made Your Name. It's just some Japanese words. You know, I'm not good at that stuff or remembering Japanese words. All I can say is nani, shitty, and that's really it. That's a convolving Japanese words I know. I've seen a couple of his movies. Of course, I've seen Your Name, which I absolutely adore. I love this. The funny thing about this one, I wanted to see this movie. Of course, I bought it on DVD. But funny thing about it is, the day I bought it and watched it on Blu-ray, you know what happened? Funimation then put it on their site. What a coincidence! The day I watch it and buy it for $20, it decides to be free on the streaming service that I already paid for. Wow. Why, that's great convenience. Of course, I watched 5 centimeters per second, even though I kept thinking it was 5 meters per part. But yeah, that's an okay film. I don't like that one that much, but it was still pretty good. Miyazaki, is that his name? Is Miyazaki his name? I think that's his name. Also, I've seen The Garden of Words. That's a pretty good one. Not as long as these ones. It's like a 45-minute short about a kid and this older person kind of having a weird relationship, and they always come together in the rain. So it was a cute little movie, and I think that's all the movies I've seen. I don't know if Flavor of Youth is his film. It looks sort of his style. I don't know if it's completely his, but yeah, I've seen that one as well. So those are the only movies I've seen from Miyazaki. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Anime Man. That's all I've seen of him, and he has some really great work. His animation is fantastic. So of course, when I heard about Weathering with You, I was like, hell yeah, of course I'm gonna go see this movie. Of course. But of course, it's a love story, like all of his films. As you start to watch his films, you kind of see a little bit of a formula there. You know, he loves love stories, weird mystical stuff, like being apart and stuff and all that stuff. And I feel like one thing to downside about this film is it's kind of, of course it's going to be compared to his last film, Your Name. It's sadly compared to Your Name, and of course this movie is lacking. It's not as incredible or mind-blowing as Your Name, but still, it's a pretty good film. Had a lot of laughs out of me, so that's something. Of course, I'm going to be reviewing Your Name. Sorry, I'll be Weathering with You. Weathering with You. Let's begin the clip.
Please, don't cry, Utica.
Time to grow up, little man.
I need to see her again, even if it's just once. Hina, where are you?
Come on, Derek, stop being a baby. You have to talk about the synopsis. Plus, it's an anime. Aren't you thrilled to be doing something like this? I'm still mad at you. Oh, you're still mad at me. Oh, just because we saw the dub version is not the end of the world. Of course it's the end of the world. True anime fans watch the subtitles. Oh, I saved you from an hour watching a freaking subtitles. Who wants to read for like an hour and 40 minutes? I do, really. Ugh, I don't understand you people. How do people like subs so much? Subs are so annoying to watch. You gotta keep track of it, you gotta keep reading it, and you keep missing parts of the thing you're supposed to watch. Instead of trying to watch the film, you're actually just reading, which you don't come to movies to read, you come to movies to watch, and I rather watch. Well, the performance, Japanese put a lot more into it, really. The people in this dub were fine, man. I still don't understand you people. Dubs are fine, English people give them enough. Oh, you just don't understand. No, I don't understand, and I don't really care about understanding. Listen, I'm a dub guy, and I'm a sub guy, and you just have to deal with that. I am not gonna deal with it. As a person with the power of God and anime, you're still going on about that. I'm gonna make you like subs. Listen, I watch subs now. I don't watch that many, but still, if it has an English dub, I'm gonna watch that, no questions asked. Oh, come on, there's gotta have been one dub that you just hated and just stopped watching and went to the sub. No, not really. Actually, there was one. What was it? School Days. Really? School Days? Yeah, that one sucks. But I kind of just stopped watching it after episode 2. What? Yeah, the dub was terrible, but I just have no energy actually watching the sub. Anyways, Derek, since you're up, go on, buddy. Tell us about the synopsis.
Oh, fine. Because it is anime, I guess I will talk about the synopsis. For this movie, basically it's about this girl who somehow gets magical powers of controlling the weather. Yep, she controls the weather. That's the story. It's a love story between a guy who ran away as well. There's rain in this film. It's kind of hard to explain this film at all. I mean, all you really do need to know is that there's a lot of bad weather happening. There's a girl with magical powers to control the weather, and the guy ran away, and now it's a love story between this guy and this girl. Yeah, that's kind of the end. That's really it. Okay, I'm done with this.
First off, it is really unfair to just compare this movie to Your Name, because this movie's not Your Name, even though I kind of feel like it's at least trying to be too much like Your Name. I mean, it's kind of the same outline. Like, you know, there's some weird mystical thing or magical thing that, you know, these characters are brought to apart. Sure, they can't switch bodies or stuff, but still, there's some weird magical thing that is pulling these characters together. And then at the very end of the film, or near the end of the climax, some magical thing pulls them apart, so they have to try to search for each other. Yep, that's it. And then they come together at the very end, and then they're a couple. Yeah. That's the movie in a nutshell. Has kind of a lot of the same beats as Your Name. I feel like he's trying to make it a Your Name sequel. Even though in a weird way, it kind of is a Your Name sequel because it technically takes place in the same universe. Because the Your Name characters were actually in this film. I don't know if the guy was in here. I think he was in here. I don't know if it was completely him after looking back at it. I think it was him. I think that was who it was. I know the girl was there because they had her name tag and all that stuff. And just like, it was way too obvious that it was her. Like, they tried to hide it. It's like, in the reveal, it's like, yeah, that's her. That's her. I don't know where it takes place in the Your Name timeline. I don't know if it's like takes place before they meet each other when they're adults or after they meet each other as adults and they're together again. I don't know. You know, we're going to stop talking about Your Name because this is the Weathering with You review. I could talk about Your Name in another video, which still, fantastic film. If you've not seen it, go watch that film. It is fantastic. The animation in this, dear God, is breathtaking. It's beautiful. I don't know if many of you guys know. I want to be an animator. I'm actually studying to be an animator right now. I'm taking classes and stuff. And I don't know, I can't look it, but I'm taking an animation class. Right now I'm trying to animate a leaf. But yeah, just looking at it just feels so great to see 2D animation again because I love it, and I really wish more studios would actually do it. That's why I really like Klaus so much because it actually did 2D animation again. And sure, it's really sad that only Japan really does 2D animation anymore. Like, this is a breathtaking film. The rain particles, like the storms, like it only just rains, and I think it's a little weird that it actually snowed for like one scene. I don't know really why it did it, but yeah. Really interesting. The visuals, as I said, is great. And also, there's a lot of noticeable product placements like Honda and actual McDonald's. For once in anime's history, they actually had a physical McDonald's. Because usually in anime, they do like a weird thing where they just turn upside down McDonald's, like a McDonald's or something. It's usually an upside down W. This time they actually put McDonald's in it, which I was like, wow, I'm kind of shocked. This movie actually had a budget. There's even Apple products in this film, so if there's any brand things in this film, they were actually literal brands. So, I mean, it's a little bit distracting, but still, I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that. So yeah, and also the food in this, as usual, anime food, always looks delicious. I've always wanted to try Japanese food, just because of anime. And I remember there's this one scene where they had, like, the most delicious looking Big Mac in the world. I'm like, wow, I really wish I was in this universe, because I have never seen a Big Mac look like that, even though I physically actually never actually eat at McDonald's. But it actually wanted me to eat a hamburger, like when I left the theater, which I did. Don't ask how I actually ate a hamburger. But yeah, like the food and the animations, just stuff, yeah, and like the 360 shots, like, this is really great animation. This is really, really great. Story-wise, the movie kind of lacks there. The thing about this film is, I feel like compared to all of his other films, this movie doesn't have as much depth to it. Like, there's not much depth or backstory with characters. Like, I'm not saying we need that much backstory, but with certain characters, I feel like we should have learned a little bit more about them instead of just putting them in the film. Like, let's see here. Well, who's a good example? the kid, our main character, the kid, like the boy. I think I don't remember his name because he's just super forgettable. Like, his character is super underdeveloped. Sure, he comes to Japan just because he's like, oh, my life sucks, so I'm just gonna run away from home. Whoa, yeah, ooh, I'm on the land now. And I'm just thinking, like, this kid's not really relatable. For one thing, we don't know what happened in his life. He just keeps saying he couldn't take it. It was too stuffy and stuff, blah, blah, blah. His life is boring. Listen, kid, everyone's life gets boring sometimes. Doesn't mean you have to run all the way to Tokyo. Dear God. Like, there was no, like, I had no relatable. I mean, sure, I never ran away from home, but still, like, I just couldn't relate to him. Not at all. And I think that was a little bit of lacking. Maybe if we had a little bit more background on him. Like, say for instance, they showed a little bit of flashbacks about his home life. I would love to see what his life was like. And we didn't see that. We never got one time at all in this film where they flash back to, like, his past and see how he lived his life. No, we didn't. We had one glimpse. That was it. But it didn't show him in his life. It was just all, like, staring at some light or some shit. I don't know. He's really stupid as well. Really stupid. Like at the beginning of the movie, the kid almost dies. For some reason, he just goes out on the deck of the ship because it was raining. He was like, oh my God, Ray, joy, like he was jacking off or something. I'm like, kid, what is wrong with you? You're getting yourself wet for no reason. Like, it rains. So what? Does it not rain back in your town? It rains everywhere, boy. And I love how he almost just falls because this giant wave of water just zoomed right down on him. It was kind of funny. He almost died and fell off the ship. But of course, we get introduced to our, like, one of the most interesting characters. Well, not that interesting, but an enjoyable side character. Which is his boss, basically. The guy who ups him out, you know, gives him a home, and, you know, he's his assistant. I like him. I like his attitude and stuff. As I said, I watched the dub, so I don't know how he's going to act like in the sub version. But still, I like his personality. He's just, like, this kind of, in a word, like, not really a deadbeat, but just, like, a lazy guy, just passive, snarky. I like that. I like that type of characters. I'm kind of snarky myself, so he is the kind of character I would relate to as well. We also have his niece, which in the beginning of the movie we thought it was sort of his girlfriend in a weird way. But no, it was actually his niece, Big Boop saying, yeah, they did that. There's a big anime trope, which I don't see from many of his films. A lot of his films don't do a lot of anime tropes. I mean, they do, but not to the extent of this movie. This movie is actually really funny. It's really funny, a lot funnier than Your Name. Sure, Your Name had a couple of jokes, but sure, but this movie actually got me laughing out loud a lot, so I was actually happy about that. So, I mean, I feel like this movie focused a lot more on humor than it did on, like, story. I mean, not in the bad way, not in the bad way, like an Illumination film, but still. The humor was actually really decent, so I'm happy with the humor. It didn't work all the time, but still. So yeah, like the Big Boob thing, feel like he was staring at her boobs and stuff, and then like she was one of those characters of like, oh, you like staring at my boobs, huh? Yeah, she was one of those characters. I like her character. She's like really high energy. She really cares about him and stuff. She's like a very caring, like high energy girl. Like I like that type of characters. She's just one of those classic characters, Big Boob characters. Okay, yeah, Is that it? Like, yeah, so basically they have, like, this magazine, like, they make articles about weird crap, you know, for magazines. Basically, yeah, that's their job, and it seems easy enough. Honestly, I would do it. Actually, never mind, I don't want to talk to people. That sounds like way too much work. But I like doing YouTube, where I actually don't have to talk to people. Yep, my life kind of sucks. But anyways, yeah, that stuff happens, and, okay, let's get into Mina. Hina. I think her name's Hina. Yes, the main character girl, the girl that's, you know, the movie Sit Around, Weathering With You, which is still kind of a weird name. But yes, Hina. Yeah, she's an interesting character. I like her. She's probably my favorite part of the film. Anytime she's on screen, I actually enjoy it. And the one thing I could say that's good about this compared to Your Name, the characters actually spend time with each other. Because in Your Name, it is a romance, but the characters don't actually spend time with each other. Sure, they, like, talk to each other, and you can get romantic tension between them, but still, this one, they actually do spend time together, and they do look kind of cute together. It's a little weird in the beginning when she's like, oh, I'm 17, I'm about to be 18. And then you're thinking, like, oh, yeah, she's legal. It's okay to be attracted to this woman. And then when you realize at the end of the film, she's actually 15. And you kind of question your life choices. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I understand why she lied about it. Just so she won't be separated from her brother. But, yeah, I mean, that didn't work out for her in the end. Because, in the end, they got separated anyway. So, I don't know if they get separated or not. I'm assuming they did. I don't remember. Like, also, she had a brother. I like that brother character. He was hilarious. Also, he was a player, which I like him. He's a really fun little side character, and I love how, like, the guy, which I still don't remember the name of. I don't remember the brother's name. All I remember is Hina. That's the only name I remember from this film. Just tells you how forgettable some of these characters are. So, yeah. Hina was the only one that actually had laid out an impression on me. But yeah, I love how he's like his senpai, like, trying to give him advice. Like, so, man, you like my sister, don't you? I like you, too. Yeah. Yeah, there's not, for one thing about this film, it's actually really predictable. Once certain plot lines came out, you know, it's kind of predictable to see what happens in this film. There is one thing I was kind of shocked that they didn't do. I would have thought Hina would have been kidnapped and maybe they would try to do some tests on her to, basically figure out how she controls the weather. I thought that, from the trailers, I thought that was what was gonna happen. That actually didn't happen. She just disappeared because she's part of the sky or some bullshit. I don't understand it at all. It's magic. It's just one of his movies. They don't explain it that well. They never do. So apparently, being a weather girl, you have to sacrifice yourself in order for the weather to stop being crazy and stuff. And they do. She does sacrifice herself apparently, and then she becomes part of the sky, or she just stays up in a weird garden under the sky or something. I don't know that much. Yeah. And basically, that's not really much of a twist and stuff. Like, this movie is not really, like, you can predict what's gonna happen. And so, I love how they're like, screw it. Screw the world. We want to be together. Yes, let's not care about anyone's happiness or convenience. Yes, who cares if this weather might kill someone or destroy some buildings? Yeah, let's be together, even though we're going to be separated for 3 years. But let's be together. Screw the world. That's what they do. They say screw the world, and guess what? Tokyo is underwater. It's underwater. And I'm like, this is really interesting. This is a really interesting outcome. And now a lot of people actually had a lot of positive reactions to that one. I can hear like, oh, wow, just wow. Yeah, I like that. I wish they did that like halfway through the film, though. Like, that they only introduced that at like the very end of the film. And I'm like, this could have been an interesting concept. You could have, you know, opened up in the second half of this film. I would have loved to have seen Tokyo have to go through this. But no, they didn't do that. I would like that. This movie's extremely predictable. I didn't predict that was going to happen, though, but everything else, basically, you can just predict that, like, Hina's going to go to the sky and stuff, and then he's going to try some weird way of getting her back, which still doesn't make sense, and, you know, so he can find the water whales, and also, let's talk about the water. They introduced this dumb thing called the sky fish, the water fish or something, even though it looks like sperms. Yeah, the sperm fish or whatever, and I'm thinking, like, these are supposed to be fish? I kept thinking it was sperms, because it looks like that. It looks like that. And they don't do anything with them. Nothing. They're just introduced out of nowhere, and they talk about it in the news, but they have zero significance in the film, or the water whales, or the giant water. Like, these kids, like, in some point in the movie, these kids stumble upon some water, like a giant water, like, thing. But they never come back to that. There's no explanation why this giant water, like, thing is in the sky. Like, it's just like a drop of water, a giant version of a drop of water in the sky. They never explain that. They never explain because Hina needs to, like, you know, give herself up or something. Like, they don't explain any of this. And I wish they put more back into that plot line. But they never do, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah. They don't go through with a lot of these plot lines, which is just, bleh. And also, there's this weird police officer with weird sparkly eyes, and then he has his long hair like he's a JoJo character. I didn't like him that much. I don't, like, he was kind of just, like, really insensitive to the situation, just didn't really get it, and just, like, was a dick the entire film. Like, I mean, yeah, you did feel bad, but also, he is a runaway, so it's understandable, but still, like, the police officer could have been a little bit more understanding of the situation, but he just never did. And, yeah, and also there was a dumb plot line where he had a gun for drama. Wow. Yeah, I don't know why. It didn't come back to the very end, which, like, also, it was part of his arrest, why they tried to capture him, because he had a gun, which I don't really understand why that was a big deal. Yeah, he had a gun for, like, one scene in the film. And then, like, it comes back at the very end, he's like, like he's some kind of weird mental trip. I'm gonna go see Mina! Get out of my way! I got a gun! Man, he was being a lying little bitch through the end of the film when Nina left. He was like, Lena! Lena! No, Lena! My lover go! He never confessed to love, no! me see Lita. And I love how everyone's just like, what the F is wrong with you, child? I'm just like, oh, jeez, kid, get yourself together. Just come on, you know what was gonna happen. She told you all this was gonna happen. I don't know why you think of whiny little bitch about it. Just, dear God, just, no, Lita, my girlfriend, like, I don't know. I think the voice, the English dub voice acting was fine. It was fine, and I'm still okay with it. I really just do not like reading. I really just do not. And I like the Hina voice actor. I like all the voice actors. I think they could have, like, the main, like, boy voice actor. I don't know about him. I think his voice acting was okay. I wish they maybe could have got a better one, but still, it was okayly decent. The voice acting was fine. He was just, like, probably the only one. Maybe the boss of the police officer, but I just didn't like their voice acting that much.
That's why you should have saw the sub.
Shut up, Derek. Ugh. Okay. Is there anything else we need to talk about this film? I don't really know. The gun? Yeah, we talked about the gun. I don't know. I really don't know why they did the gun thing. Like, it was kind of stupid. Really stupid. I don't know. The gun was just unnecessary in this film. But, yeah, I really think that's really it. I recommend going to see this at some point. You don't have to see it in theaters, even though I think seeing all these great animation shots, like, in theaters is great. But, still, I don't think you really need it. I mean, I really do highly recommend. I did say a lot of negative parts about this film, but in all honesty, I really like this film, and I will, like, when it gets on DVD, I'm totally gonna buy it and rewatch it, because I really do like this. I love the love story. Like, these characters are really cute together. So, yeah, I guess that's really it for me. Go see it. It might be still in theaters. I don't know, because I know they kind of sort of went live, but not completely live. Like in the US, it's only in a couple of theaters right now. So, yeah, if you get a chance, go see it. Because it's better than Dr. Dolittle, so it's totally better than that. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.